Hi. Okay ba tayo? One MAFIA. Anyway, so let's begin. So first and foremost, on behalf of Investagrams, on behalf of the team, we'd like to thank MAFIA for having us here as your resource speakers. And hopefully, we're able to provide a ton of value to you guys from our experiences in the market. Right? So I was tasked today to talk about being a student trader, what it's like trading the markets habang nagpapasimple ka sa prof mo na, diba? Ay, mga prof pala dito. Joke lang. Alright, so to reintroduce myself, the host, thank you for the kind introduction. I'm Paulo TomaTrader. I'm the business development lead at Investagrams. I made my first investment at 16. Nasunog pera ko. Then I stopped. And then I went all in when I was 18. What I did was, maliit lang pera ko, I got investors. I handled client money para lumaki, which is not always a good idea. Huwag tularan. And then I trade both equities. So I trade the stock market and cryptocurrency, which is your bitcoins of the world. And then, nag-connect ako sa picture, may buhok pa ako dyan eh. Tapos, nagpaalbo ako. Kasi sabi ko, I was betting that this one stock was going to 2 pesos nung Friday. Eh hindi nag-2, nag 1.97. So nagpa-semikalbo ako. Tapos nung Monday, nag 2 pesos. So parang, wala na. Hindi ko na mabalik. Pero bagay naman ate. No, pare, bagay ba? Bagay. Alright, so, before I get to the nitty-gritty, what it's like trading as a student, I want to give some context on how I began trading. What was my journey? What was my story, right? So actually, when I was in your shoes, when I was a frosh, when I was second year, first year, second year, actually wala akong masyadong direction in life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But all I knew is na, okay, I'm in college, I want to enjoy. Kasi at the end of the day, when I graduate, wala na eh. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna work na. So might as well, diba? Enjoy ko na ngayon. So, anong ginagawa ko? Di umiinom every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nagpa-party every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Parang I just wanted to enjoy. But at the back of my mind, actually, there was a problem eh. Kasi, growing up, I actually went through a lot of struggles. And I know everyone here, we all have our stories, we all have our circumstances, and I just like to share mine. It's not really something I share, in this stage, pero to give context to everyone, I'm willing to do so. So, inisip ko na noong second year ko, grabe, puro inom na lang ako, puro party na lang ako. Ano ginagawa ko with my life? And in the back of my mind, I was just trying to hide it na I had so many struggles, emotionally and financially. And just to share with you guys, I went through this streak na parang, I called it parang, nung every first quarter of the year, for 4 or 5 straight years, something bad always happened to me and my family, emotionally and financially. So when I was 14, my dad had heart surgery. So, it was my first time seeing a family member in the hospital. Tapos 14 lang ako. Tapos alam mo yung, minsan, nakita ko yung dad ko, alam mo yung titis yung umiyak. Mga ganyan kayo. Ayoko umiyak eh. Tapos, and of course, it's expensive to have heart surgery, diba? So that was a big impact. And then the following year, when I was 15, and to give more context, actually growing up, yung family ko, we weren't really, we're blessed, but we were medyo maraming utang. Diba? And that's what I hit on my parents. I love them so much. But, what happened was, when I was 15, nasunog yung bahay namin. Right, so I was in class, I think I was 3rd year high school. I lived next to my school, if you guys know Manresa School. Tapos, I was in class, tapos grabe may narinig ako mga fire trucks. Tapos pumupunta sa kanto ko. Sabi ko, hindi ata ako pwede magmura dito. Sabi ko, oh no. Diba? Baka pumunta sa bahay ko. It's funny, pero when I went out, nabukas yung gate ko. Tapos, nasusulong na yung bahay. And yung malungkot dun, yung kapatid ko lang naiwan dun, and my brother at the time was 3 years old. Sorry, he wasn't 2 years old pa, he was 1 and something. Like, magto 2 years old, but luckily, okay siya, nakalabas sila. Diba? And at that time, nung sunog yung bahay, what happened 2 weeks ago is nabayaran na lahat ng utang. Bayad na, mga pare. Tapos nangyari yun, parang hassle. Tapos, so we had to move by and fix it and everything. Tapos, when I was, 15. When I was 16, my grandmother was confined to the hospital for 7 days. Tapos ako yung nagbabantay sa kanya. And then, the 7th day, sadly, she passed away. Tapos pang andun ako sa loob. Right? It's hard for me emotionally to see that. Of course, financially as well. And the following year, now 17, same thing, first quarter of the year. What happened? Again, my other grandmother naman, sa mother's side, she got diagnosed with breast cancer. But, so, of course, hard to see. And we're, of course, supporting her treatment. And so, that was parang, I had this streak na, parang amala. So, ngayon, I was in college. Wala akong ginagawa, kundi mag-party. I wasn't doing anything about it. So ngayon, I wanted to do something about it, di ba? Abot ba dito to? Teka. So maglakad eh. Mga kasama ko, doon lang tumayo. Hanggang F lang daw sabi ng videographer. Okay. So ngayon, I want to do something about it. So I started a business called, I don't know kung familiar kayo dito, called Magiting. Next slide, please. Next. Yun. I started a business called Magiting Pilipinas, which is a clothing brand. And basically, we sell shirts, caps, diba? Bags, etc., sweaters. Diba? In the first 3 months of the business, we grew that to... Next slide. We grew that to 6 digits in revenue. So imagine mo, and 17 lang ako nun. And then, pang may little pouch na kami, andun lahat ng pera, tapos tagba 1,000. Sarap kumuha ng isa, di ko sabihin sa mga partners ko. Siyempre, di ko ginawa yun. And then, but sadly, so yan, di lang kami puro online. We did bazaars, we did all that stuff. So ito sa SMX. And then, this one was in Intramuros. We had a few in UP. We had in BGC. And then, grabe, taga-South ako tapos lumalakbay ako, nagko-commute ako, nag-PPNR ako papunta sa, sa mga bazaars namin. But eventually, na-realize ko na, hindi ko siya passion. I realized that I was just doing it for the money. Diba? I love the business, I love the hustle, the grind. But at the end of the day, if money is your end goal, kasi you'll never be fulfilled. Right? If yun lang yung gusto mo. So I realized that my passion was actually trading pagkain. Gutom na ako. It's actually trading the stock market. And I was able to discover the stock market through Investagrams. So 7 months into the business, I stepped down from my role, diba? And I started virtually trading. Sa Investagrams kasi, you can virtually trade, meaning parang practice lang. No money involved. And then people would, yung mga other friends ko, lalapitan talaga ako. They'd ask me, why would I step down from a business making money to trade something virtually? Parang ano ba sa utak mo, pare? Right? But at the end of the day, I realized, I knew that this was something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And as I said, I discovered it through Investagrams. Right? So before I became part of the team, I started working here, I was also a user. Right? So what happened when I was a student? Diba? What happened to me while I was trading as a student? Next. Okay ba? Right. Hindi siya basa, no? Pero here's some screenshots of my portfolio. Dito may gain ako 28,000, 15,000, 30,000, 25,000. And if you can imagine, as a student, making that much money, parang, grabe, kailangan ko ba pumasok? Di ba? Drop ko na to. Di ba? Galit yung nanay ko sa akin nung biniring up ko yun. Kasi I thought, grabe, I had it figured out na. It's just trading lang. That's how I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna be a millionaire by 21, di ba? Blah, blah, blah. Then, reality hit me. Yung sinabi ni Kervin at sinabi ni Renzo na hindi araw-araw pasko sa market. I went through a series of bad losses. Di ko lang kung basa, no? Pero I had losses. So ito, 2K, 3K, 500. 3K, 10K na yun, di ba? Even if I had a gain of 20,000, sinagad lang. Tinalo lang ng mga losses ko. Ito pa, madami pa yan. Ay, may gain ako 20K, pero may losses ako 3K, 3K. 13,000. Di ba? Imagine as a student going through that volatility, seeing your money go like that. Ang allowance ko every week, 1,000. Tapos ito nangyayari. Di ba? Sabi ko, nung nakita ko itong 13,000, sabi ko, tanga ko naman. Sabi ko, sana withdraw ko na lang, tapos naglabas na lang, I went out na lang with my girlfriend. Pero wala na nga pala akong girlfriend, so okay lang. So now, that was my journey, diba? That was what I was going through. No student ako. What else did I do now as a student? I attended seminars like this. Diba? Like Renzo said, minsan nga, pag-attend ka ng seminar, ng ganito dati, konti lang tao, walang nakikinig, parang walang nakikinig, iba, nag-cellphones, parang nga, nerd ko nga. But I just kept, despite all the judgment, I kept attending seminars in Investagrams. And I met a lot of great traders, a lot of great people, fund managers. Ito CEO namin. Sayang, andito dapat siya ngayon. So that's the first time I met him. So through events, I was able to approach some of the people who were masters na at the craft. So as a student, I was not just a student, I was a student of the stock market. I was a student of trading. Right? I was able to meet people like JC, that's JC Bisnar, CEO. This guy is Javi Medina, handles a 9-digit hundreds of millions, di ba? He's a 100 million plus fund manager in the Philippines. Right? Dati, idol ko lang sila. Ngayon, idol ko pa rin sila eh. Idol ko sila. Pa-picture ako. Boss, pa-picture naman. Di ba? But now that I was able to build relationships with them, I was able to join Investagrams. So now, hindi ko lang sila idol. Now, they're my good friends. So kami ni Javi, we see each other. Last week, we saw each other 3 times. Chummy-chummy na kami. And then kami ni Boss JC. And a lot of other great fund managers, right? And luckily, eventually, I was able to join a great team. Ito yung team namin sa Investagrams. I was able to join a team that wants to impact the lives of millions of Filipinos. I was able to join a team that wants to change the financial landscape in our country by teaching people how to invest in the stock market. And our vision talaga is to impact the lives of 10 million Filipinos, to allow them to invest and succeed financially, right? So now I want to get to the nitty-gritty parts, right, of what is like talaga being a student trader. So the first question everyone usually asks is, where do I get the money to start? Diba? Medyo, it's not a hard topic, so I'll go through it really fast. Number one is your savings. Diba? Before you can begin investing, before you can begin trading, of course you have to save money. But you have to save money and you have to be practical. The next time you go to Starbucks, if you want to trade, if you want to build up that capital, you have to ask yourself, magsa-Starbucks pa ba ako? Or baka sapat na yung 3-in-1? Diba? Or baka matulog na lang maaga para di ako puyat, para di na ako magkakape. Right? And then, pag lalabas ka, kailangan ba Army Navy, pare? Hindi ba pwede Jollibee? Diba? 3 yung burger, 33 pesos each, 100, quota na. Busog, diba? Right? Or, so that's one way, savings, being practical. And the next thing you can do is to get investors, which I did, which is not something I recommend. So when you get investors, parang sabihin mo, invest in me, be my client, 100,000, promise ko every year, 10 to 12%. The problem is, if you don't perform, abonado ka dun. Kasi negative ka, aabonohan mo pa yung profits niya. So it's not something I recommend unless you're really gonna put in the work to be one of the best traders you can be, right? Next is, what are the advantages of starting as a student, starting as a student trader, right? So the biggest, di ba, lagi yung narinig, it's compounding interest, di ba? If you invest early and you invest for the long run, magko-compound yan. But I want to give something other than that. So the first advantage, kayo, yung mga students, that you have is, you have time, right? You have time. So imagine if you're starting now, and probably everyone in this room is probably between 18 to 22, diba? And the chances, imagine if you started at 55 years old, yung trading nyo, diba? You have a family, you have bigger financial responsibilities, you have kids to feed, papaharalin nyo. It's much harder to trade compared ngayon na less pa yung responsibilities financially na mas free pa ngayon. But so you have time to do that, you have time to make mistakes, you have time to learn, you have time to gain experience trading the stock market, studying technical analysis, fundamental analysis, right? And the second biggest advantage is, you have a wide margin for error. As I said, kasi may 50K kayo. You learned, pero nagkamali kayo na ubos yung 50K nyo at 20 years old. So ano gagawin nyo? Tatrabaho, di ba? Kasi graduate na, 21, 22. Bawi na yun, 6 months, 50K. But imagine, if 50 years old ka na, yung 50K na yun, parang 500,000 na yun to someone older. Nasunog na yun, nawala. What's gonna happen? Apektado yung finances, apektado yung pamilya, di ba? So tayo, we have a wider margin of error, right? Next is, you have to learn how to treat mistakes as lessons. Because the problem is, the cultural norm in society, yung tinuturo sa atin is, pag nagka-test, pag nagkamali, mistake, minus points, di ba? Hindi na A+. But the problem is, in the market, you're probably going to be right 50% of the time lang. Only 50% of the time will you make money. And that's already, being optimistic. So you have to treat mistakes as if they're lessons, di ba? Okay, wait. Next. Alright, so what are trading strategies, right, that fit students? Na sakto sa, okay, busy ako, right, may klase ako, what can I do? Hindi ko naman mabantayan yung market from 9:30 to 3:30 p.m. Right? So the first is, next. The first is what you call end-of-day trading, right? Since you can't watch the market from 9:30 to 3:30, what you do is you find a way to be free at between 3 and 3:30 p.m., the end of the day, because that's where the most significant moves happen in the stock market. Yun yung pinaka-important. Usually kasi sa umaga, volatile, nag-fluctuate na sobrang lakas. So what you want to do is, at 3 to 3:30, you have to find a way na free ka so you can execute your buy and sells during that time, right? But if you really need to trade during class hours, di ba? Ano ba ginagawa ko? Kasi sa klase ako, may nag-breakout, gusto ko bilhin. Yung prof ko nagtuturo, di ako makapagbukas ng laptop. Ano ginagawa ko? So, CR muna ako. Diba? Para pupunta ako sa banyo, lalabas ko cellphone ko, bye, Wilcon, blah, blah. Tapos babalik na ako. Don't cut class, hindi ko sabi mag-cut. Just CR muna. Next is, plug lang. It is something I used when I was also in college, guys. One of our features called the Investawatcher. Basically, pag subscriber ka dito, parang may ka-textmate ka na kasi gagawin mo, set mo sa Investawatcher yung entry price. I want to buy this stock when it goes 10 pesos. Pag nangyayari siya, ite-text ka namin, parang, uy pare, 10 pesos na, mag-CR ka na. May in-app notification, may SMS, may email, Facebook Messenger, diba? So wala kang ka-text, parang maingay ito, sobra. Next is, Now, alright, so now, I want to go to more specifics. I want to give more value and give more examples to everyone. I'm going to teach you guys what is trend following and position trading. Pero ina muna ako tubig, teka. So now, these are the two main strategies na fit given na busy tayo as students, right? So first is called position trading. So basically, position trading is a fancier term for what Renzo taught, which is buying on support and then selling on resistance. What you want to do is you want to find a stock that's in a sideways trend and then buy it habang tahimik pa, habang mura pa, while it's at its support levels. I'll give you a lot of examples. And you want to sell it at resistance. Here's one example. This IEDC. So as you can see, nag-form siya ng parang sideways trend, di ba? Nag-chill lang siya dyan, sumasayaw lang. So first, you want to see, okay, matagal siya nagko-consolidate. That's what you call a consolidation, a sideways trend. Then you want to find the support areas. And yung support area, dito. Because the price, hirap siya bumaba, di ba? So it's a good support buy between 480 to 520. Then you find the resistances. Then pag umangat yung presyo, which it won't always happen, but when it does, benta mo sa resistance. Right? And that's a 66% upside. Di ba? Another example. This PXP. Same process. Look for the consolidation. Find the support levels. So 11 months siya. Nagsa-sideways trend. You want to find the support levels. Right? So it's a good support buy from 290 to 310. Find the resistance levels. Antayin mo umabot dun, which it won't always happen. But when it does, you want to sell it at resistance. Right? So yun. And that's almost 100% upside. Right? So next is, ito, same process. Alam ko, it sounds na parang yun na yun, but it's not as easy as it sounds when you're actually doing it na. So same thing. You wanna see where the support levels are. This had two buying opportunities. Here, support. Dito rin, nag-consolidate ulit. So another support level. So you wanna buy at those levels, plot the resistances, then sell it once it goes to resistance. Because if you trade like this, you don't have to watch the markets all the time. Because once you buy at support, di ba, tahimik na yun eh. Hindi siya sobrang volatile. Right? So yun. Next, ito, personal example. I saw this, I was in class. Pinlot ko yung support levels. Same thing. So yung support dito. So I wanted to buy it near that price level. Next. Next. So yan, good support buy at this level. Then pinlot ko yung resistance. Then inantay ko lang pag umabot dun. Pero pag di umabot dun, pag nag-breakdown dito, pag nag-start na downtrend, I'm gonna sell my position because I have, diba, risk management is important. Right, so yun. Next is, eto, mas trip ko to. This is what you call trend following. Trend following is basically, you want to buy the breakout. And as you know, breakouts, that's a start, diba, of a larger uptrend, of a bigger move. And the Philippine market, we want to participate in stocks that are breaking out, given maganda yung market. But we want to participate pala in stocks that are uptrending. Diba? Because that's where the money is made. Where the money is made, not in downtrends, right? So let me give you a few examples. Now I'm going to teach you guys a new concept, bonus, na hindi naturo kanina. This is what you call a moving average. Right? A moving average is basically, let's say, may numbers yan eh, MA10, MA20, MA50. That means ilang days. So 5 days, 10 days. Diba? Tapos ginagawa niya, let's say MA20 ginamit mo. Kinukuha niya yung last 20 candles, kinukuha niya yung mean, tapos ginagawa niya ng trend. All it means is, if the price, if the candlesticks are above the moving average, good yun. Ito MA50, that's what you call a medium-term trend. Moving average 50. So as long as the price is above MA50, the medium-term trend is in an uptrend, which is good. And so what you want to do, if you want to trend follow, is you want to buy the breakout dito, then you want to sell it when the price goes below the line. Ito line, you want to sell the position when it closes below MA50, right? And this is what happened in 2017. If you bought MAC there, next, and disciplinedly waited until it closed below MA50, ito yung inakat niya. It went up 300% in a year. Diba? Yun yung power ng trend following. It allows you to take advantage of the big moves in the market. Diba? Ito, another example. TUGS, 2017. Same thing. Plot the resistance, buy the breakout, sell when it closes below the moving average. It doesn't have to be MA50, pwedeng MA20, mas short term yun, right? Same thing. Went up around 81% bago mo nabenta. The problem kasi is, if you don't strictly follow this, baka dito pa lang mapabenta ka na eh. Na-miss out mo na buong move na to. So by using moving averages, you're able to take advantage of the trend, right? This is a personal trade, si House. So dito pwede siyang position trade, di ba? Tapos umangat siya. Then nagsumayaw ulit, nag-consolidate. It made a sideways trend. So I wanted to see, kaya ba niya mag-breakout? And kaya ko ba hawakan yung trend? Right? So what happened was, it consolidated, nag-sideways. Next. And then, nag-breakout. So I bought it here. And I have my moving average, 20 yung line. So all I have to do is, I'm just gonna hold this. And student pa ako nito, I'm just gonna hold this until it closes below that line. Right? And that's what I did. So never naman siya nag-close below until dito. And I sold it for a 72% gain. And note, it was in a bear market. Next, an all-time high. Ito naman, same thing. All-time high breakout. An all-time high breakout means it's the highest ever. Yung presyo, it's the highest ever sa history ng stock. So I bought the breakout, this is Wilcon. And then, I wanted to sell it when it went below the moving average. Same thing, super simple lang. So as students, di mo kailangan bantay ka lagi. Yung mahalaga, pag nag-close below, benta mo na. Okay, so this is what happened. For the next 6 to 8 months, nag-uptrend siya. So yun, I sold it here for a 34% gain in mga 6 months, diba? Medyo mabagal yung galaw. But at least, diba, as a student, di ko na binabantayan lagi. I just waited, right? And right after niya mag-close, below the 50-day moving average, nag-sell down na. So buti napagbenta ako, right? Ito, one last example. This is Holcim. Ito yung example ni Renzo kanina. So dito, good position trade siya. Nag-spike siya bigla, 81% in a few days. Sabi ko, okay, di ko na bibilin dito kasi risky na to eh. I wanted to wait for a consolidation. I wanted to wait for it to make a sideways trend. Mag-support resistance, antayin mag-breakout, and then hold it for a bigger move. But that's what I did. So dito, nag-consolidate, inantay ko siya mga almost a month. Nung nag-breakout, I bought it. Diba? And then I said, I'm only gonna sell it on a close below MA20, a shorter term trend. So pag mas short yung trend, yung MA, mas madikit siya sa presyo. And that's what I did. So 35% gain in a bear market in about 2 to 3 weeks. So that's trend following. It helps you take advantage of the bigger moves, right? Okay. So now guys, the most important part, I believe, of my talk. So that's everything you have to know about trading. The next things I'm going to talk about isn't related to trading anymore. So I gave all the strategies, we gave all of the ideas, stock market 101, basic TA, right? And what you can do as a student and my journey, But I just want to share some final thoughts, which I don't usually do. When I do talks, I've done talks in Ateneo, I've done talks in Southville, Manresa, and other schools, And usually, di ko to sinasama sa slides ko. But given the crowd, I really think that this can provide value to everyone. Right? So I just want to share a few thoughts that got me to where I am today. Di naman ako big time or anything, But my goal talaga, whenever I do one of these talks, no matter gaano kalaki yung crowd, my goal is just to inspire, impact just one person. If one person leaves this room today, and takes advantage of the free lessons that was taught, even if di ko siya kilala, panalo na yun for me. If I can just inspire one person to do it. So I just want to share, us, again, ang babata natin eh. Our biggest advantage in this room today, what? It's time. Kasi guys, imagine, I'm pretty sure there are some, same thing as me. When I was in school, inisip ko, grabe, I have to get my life figured out na, tapos di ko pa alam kung ano gusto ko gawin sa buhay. Now, sino nakaka-relate? Totoo, parang, I'm in school, malapit na ako graduate, di ko lang ako gagawin ko. Kasi I have to get a house at 27, I have to get a car at 23, I have to be a millionaire by 25. But who set those rules? A lot of people think 30 is old. We have a bad relationship with time. What you have to understand is, the biggest advantage natin is time. If you put it in the context na, you're 20, average, we're all 20 years old. If you put it into the context na we live until 100 years old, parang we're just 20% into life. Kung basketball game, wala pa tayo sa halftime, first quarter pa lang. A lot of people think first 30 years old, that's the end. That's just the beginning. But you have to, so what that means is you have to have patience. You have to have patience to understand that to be great at anything, to be a master at any craft, requires patience to understand that it's going to take a long time. It's not going to take 10 years, 20 years. It's going to take the rest of your life. But you also have to balance that out. I like to call it macro patience, micro speed. In the macro, you understand that you're patient. To be great, you have to, wait a long period of time. But in the micro, you put in the work every day. You do what you have to do. You do what needs to be done to be great in the long term. Right. Next is manage self-awareness and passion. It's not, passion namin tatlo, and sa Investagrams, passion namin is trading, the stock market, financial markets, investing. But it doesn't have to be you, right? All you have to know is you have to be self-aware of what you want to do for the rest of your life. You have to know what you're passionate about. Because when I found out my passion, parang iba yung feeling when you know what you want to do for the rest of your life, despite the struggles, despite the hardships. But it's different It's a different ball game when you're self-aware of what you're good at, what you're not good at. Okay, dito ako mag-all-in kung saan ako magaling. Right? Next is, regret is scarier than failure. This basically means, kasi some people, they know what they want to do. Let's say, gusto nila maging doctor, or gusto nila maging chef. The problem is, they're scared to do it. Why? Because they're afraid to fail So they stick to the safe route. But for me personally, and I'm saying I'm right, this is my belief na regret is scarier than failure. Meaning, I am much more afraid to regret not trading rather than failing. I would rather fail than live my life regretting na I didn't do it. Because if you go to one random old person na di mo kilala, right, and you talk to them deeply, eventually yung topic magiging, ano ba yan, iho? Sana ginawa ko to. It won't be what they did They won't tell you, ang lupit ko, nag-start ako company, milyonaryo ako. They go say, sana I spent more time with my family. Sana I went all in on my passion. Sana I began investing. Diba? And when you see regret, diba, in a man's eyes, it makes you want to do what you want to do for the rest of your life. Diba? Next is, I added this, especially in the context now we're in school, to close out all the judgment. Another reason why people don't want to do what they want to do, what they're passionate about, is they're scared of outside judgment. They're scared that people will judge them, that what they're doing isn't in line to other people's expectations. Some people are scared because they care more about the opinions of other people than their own opinions about themselves. They want to please the expectations of other people rather than just being happy and doing what they want to do. And this is something that's going to hinder talaga, right, you in the future. Next is, you have to back up your ambition. It's good na, you want to be this and that, you want to be that and this, you want to be a great trader, you want to be a great, analyst, you want to be whatever you want to be. But the problem is, people talk a big game, but they don't walk the talk, they don't put in the work. They say they want to be a millionaire by 23, pero pag uwi, ano ginagawa? Nag-Netflix. Right? So at the end of the day, if you want the things you've never had, you gotta do the things you've never done. If you want special outcomes, it requires special effort. Right? And for my last two slides, which for me is really important, is just to aim for happiness. Right? And whatever that definition is for you. Because some people say na, happiness is money, happiness is this. But for me, happiness is doing what I love every single day, 24/7 for the rest of my life. And I'm able to do that with Investagrams. I'm working in a company I love to work in. I'm doing what I love to do every day. Diba? Noon naman, di ako support ng parents ko Kasi in trading, marami silang kilala na nasunog yung pera Right? But at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do. Right? So I wanted to be happy. And for me, success ain't about the money, it ain't about the fame, it ain't about the amount of talks I do. It's about waking up on a cold Monday morning with a smile on my face. Diba? Because people, they complain, ano ba yan, Monday na naman. Ako, my least favorite day of the week is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Kasi sarado yung market Diba? So I'm excited for Mondays. Right? And lastly, before I end, I just want you guys to know, once you find your passion, once you find what you want to do for the rest of your life, is to love the game. Man, love the game, not the trophies that the game gives you. You want to love the journey, not the destination. You want to love the process, not the rewards, man. Because if your end goal lang talaga is money, pag nakuha mo yung pera, ano na? Fame? Kotse? Yate? Maraming bahay? Diba? What's next? But if you love your game, if you love your process, if you love, diba, the journey, the grind, man, things get really interesting. So that's all I have for you today. Again, my name is Paulo Tomacruz, and on behalf of Investagrams, thank you for inviting us. Alright, so hopefully I was able to provide value. Thank you.